Welcome back. So today we're diving into this absolutely fascinating educational clash. Seriously, if you're passionate about how we shape the minds of the next generation, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to look at two incredibly famous and, let's be honest, incredibly different approaches to learning: the Indian education system and the Finnish education system. And look, we aren't here to pick sides. Our goal for this explainer is simply to extract the absolute best from both worlds.
Because you really have to ask, is the Indian education system actually weak, like some critics claim? Or is it kind of this misunderstood powerhouse that the rest of the world secretly admires? Whether you're a teacher, a parent, a school leader, or maybe someone studying to enter the field, this question challenges everything we think we know about academic success.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the Great Education Divide. Second, India's academic powerhouse. Third, Finland's joyful learning approach. Fourth, where India must improve. And finally, a powerful blended future.
All right, Section 1, the Great Education Divide.
So we're basically looking at two completely distinct paths to learning here. On one side, you've got the rigorous, highly structured world of traditional academics. And on the other, the holistic embrace of stress-free education. It's a pretty stark contrast, right? But here's the real secret to our explainer today. Both of these systems hold immense, totally unique value. Neither is completely wrong, and honestly, neither is perfect. They just prioritize completely different aspects of human development. And as you'll see, examining them side by side reveals exactly how we can build a much more evolved educational framework.
Which brings us to Section 2, India's academic powerhouse.
Okay, the Indian system is fast-paced. It's intense, and it's built on incredibly high expectations. It builds this deeply rooted foundation in math and science, producing super hardworking, disciplined students who are used to massive academic exposure right from the get-go. But honestly, perhaps the biggest thing, it forges this unbreakable competitive spirit and just profound resilience. I mean, this is a highly optimized machine. It's literally designed to generate incredible academic rigor and teach students how to navigate high-stakes environments with pure, intense focus.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world results of that rigor because they are staggering. When you combine that deep foundational knowledge in STEM fields with immense discipline, the ultimate outcome is unparalleled success. Like, this system consistently exports top-tier talent that drives global industries. Just look at the sheer amount of leadership in Silicon Valley right now. Plus, these students conquer some of the absolute toughest competitive exams on the planet. Think the grueling JEE and NEET. The numbers just speak volumes about the pure capability this structure generates.
Yes, it absolutely works, but there's another side to the coin. While India is amazing at forging competitive resilience, Finland introduces a totally different paradigm, a stress-free learning environment. So what if, and just think about this for a second, what if we could take that incredible resilience built in India, but somehow inject the joy and deep intrinsic motivation that you find in Finland?
Let's look at Section 3. Finland's joyful learning approach.
Let's just slow down for a moment here. To really get the Finnish model, we have to adopt a much calmer perspective. Instead of intense competition, their whole focus is purely on creativity and deep understanding. And here's the crazy part. They consistently hit world-class educational rankings with significantly less homework. We're talking sometimes just 15 to 30 minutes a night, plus way fewer high-stakes exams. I know it seems totally counterintuitive if you're used to the traditional academic mindset, right? But they pair this low-stress vibe with highly respected teachers, equal opportunities for every single learner, and this unwavering focus on holistic child development. The result? A joyful, thriving student body that learns because they actually want to, not just because they have to.
Now, on to Section 4, where India must improve.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that, having seen the Finnish model, we can look back at the Indian system with a super objective lens and find some really actionable areas for growth. The shift here is clear. India needs to move away from rote learning and that intense exam pressure and shift towards competency-based learning. Basically, that means students are assessed on their ability to actually apply skills rather than just regurgitating facts for a test. Because let's face it, the future belongs to learners who can use creativity and critical thinking to solve real-world dynamic problems.
So, how do we make that transition happen? Well, we need to actively improve teacher training. Actually, if you're a B.Ed or DE.Ed student right now, or maybe an educational trainer tuning in, pay super close attention here. You are literally the vanguard of this shift. Going forward, the system really needs to prioritize emotional well-being and evolve classrooms to be way more interactive and experiential. We need to ensure students learn by actually doing things,
exploring, experimenting, rather than just sitting at a desk and listening all day.
Which leads us nicely into Section 5, a powerful, blended future.
We've seen the sheer power of the Indian model, and we've seen the joy of the Finnish model. So the crucial point is this exact equation: India's academic strength plus Finland's joyful learning approach. That right there is the ultimate blueprint for the future of education. See, it's not about choosing one country's system over the other, not at all. It's about blending a deep, disciplined foundation in STEM with a holistic, stress-free environment that actually nurtures a child's well-being and endless creativity.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Whether you're a parent sitting at home right now, a school leader designing a new curriculum, or a teacher standing at the front of a classroom tomorrow morning, how will you apply these blended lessons to transform your own learner's future? The knowledge is right here in front of us. The power to blend India's rigor with Finland's joy is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I seriously challenge you to take these insights directly into your own homes and classrooms.